Getting fancy. I will also mention that I couldn't read his mind. Come
Yeah, that's fair. Um,
There he is. There's Ryan. Hello. He's just helping me fix something really quick.
What's up?
Did we did we did we not have a secret donor when we were trying to revive Darby? So perhaps he did meet us. Kind of, sort of. I have one level 4 spell slot that I can use for sending. If we really want to. Fair enough. Whenever you need. Did Vaughn share what he learned, or we have no idea? Wait, you didn't say that. So you didn't share. Okay. Just double checking in case I missed it while I was talking to Ryan. Okay, so we're in the dark about that. Okay, good to know.
I'm always gonna come home.
Good. Now you go eat lots of good food and see if you can sneak anything worthwhile back, yeah?
Of course. Yes.
Go
Thank
have
you.
fun. And she'll pat you on the head, ruffle your hair, and then fix it again.
That was so wholesome.
Mom, I got it.
I love seeing a
Mom.
normal parental interaction. It's very sweet.
It's like the whole she licks her fingers and
Yeah.
it was pretty cute.
Smooths out the eyebrows.
Yeah.
All right.
Probably needs it because he doesn't really see a lot of a mirror. Just like his occasional reflection in a river as he's power posing.
First thing in the
Well,
morning.
going pee.
God.
All right. So, dressed in your presentable best, you begin the familiar hike up to the castle and find the crowds look largely the same on your way. You're starting to recognize a few of the nobles, not as anybody significant, just as faces you've seen before, as they make a point to attend these dinners whenever they can. Proceed up the hill, and I switch from the peaceful, sweet, calming background music
To the Ghostbusters theme.
to the Ghostbusters theme.
Da-na-na-na-na.
Nana.
Da-na-na-na-na-na.
Knight's Encounter is titled Revenge of the Moose.
Also, yes, where did my wolf end up? Because that's, I guess, just a thing. It's persistent.
I imagine, like, unless you dismissed it, it would still be with you.
Oh.
You would have some problems introducing it to the Ivory Spire. They don't allow dogs that big.
That's fine. I will just.
Can I attempt to try to like talk the dog in, the wolf in? As by saying things like,
No, I.
The service dog.
No!
I'm just gonna.
Nia likes
Get him a vet.
it. Let her try. She likes the wolf a lot.
Darby's content to just not try to ruffle any. They've already been almost assassinated in the night. They don't want to cause any more trouble.
Oh
so
man,
just leave
you're
it outside.
right.
It's my
Give it
emotional
up.
support wolf.
It is.
But as for leaving,
It's my
I
new
will-
friend. The princess said that the dog could come.
as we're leaving, if the wolf is outside, I will just just go over and give it a little ruffle on top of the head, and we'll dismiss it because I feel like just leaving it there is kind of annoying for it. So
So you pat the wolf, who was indeed just posted up outside the door, making pedestrians a little bit nervous, but not enough that any guards who were alerted would think to do anything about it. Pat it on the head, give it a little scritch, and send it on its way. And in doing so, it just kind of melts into stardust.
One day I really should sit down and talk to some of these things that keep summoning, but to dinner then.
But you enter the dining hall that you have seen numerous times now, filled with familiar faces. I will say all of the usual suspects seem to be present. The Isolation table is filled with the small party of Isolations, being a little traveling group, as well as Alexander and Brynja. Daihi is seated at his table on the far right-hand side of the room, surrounded by his guard. Adeline sits with her table. You notice Seraphina is not present. And seated at the heads is the king again, a smattering of handpicked nobles, and the High Wizard Casimir. You
Is
take
Princess
your usual seats. Princess Bernadette is not present. You take your usual seats and are used to the affair of servants coming around with different courses of meals, making sure that your cups never run empty, and should you want for more, your plates never stay empty long either. As it always does, it begins to dissolve into mingling. What are you doing?
One more question. Is it unusual for Seraphina not to be there? Has she been there the last few times, or?
It's the first time you haven't seen her here.
Is the Emperor here?
He is. Seated at his table with his brotherhood around him.
Okay. I'm just going to look at him and activate my special eyes.
Okay. You activate your
Bing.
special eyes.
Laser beams
And
come out of your eyes.
Make a perception check.
Guidance!
As you try and fucking melt the Emperor with your laser eyes.
Fuck, where is my D4?
Guidance. Oh, okay, good. I found cupcake.
Okay, so that is...
Satisfying sound.
Click, click.
Sorry. That's a 19. I can do math.
Nice.
The best vantage point from your table looking over to the Motakalan table, but you manage to catch glimpses enough through the people that are floating from table to table to interact with fellow nobility. You find that Emperor Sebastian looks largely exactly as he presents. You do find that his ears through your eyes are a little bit longer, a little bit pointier, and he seems a little bit paler, but largely looks the same.
Okay. Is there anything else interesting in the room?
Yeah.
Specialized. Excuse me while
The
I scroll way the fuck up.
We're all just staring at Darby waiting. Like,
I mean, it is noteworthy that most people here are not disguising themselves in any way. They are almost exactly as they present. You might see the effects and boons of some noble women's makeup, doing some heavy lifting for them.
Not gonna. It's respect. It's fine.
But looking around and seeing things as they are, you do get the sense that if one was to try and hide who they really were here, they'd be met with some scrutiny.
You aren't the only one with special eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Casimir.
Yeah.
You are surrounded by key figures from across the nation.
I will just gently relay what I saw when I looked at the Emperor, and that's all.
Well, that was a lot more anticlimactic than I thought it was going to be.
I was really hoping he'd be some kind of monster or like, but no. he's
Honestly,
just
me
a
too.
guy.
Were they
That's not-
unnaturally pointy? Like
Pale guy.
elf? Like elf
He is a
kind of
high.
pointy?
He is a high elf.
Oh.
But just through whatever masking he's doing, for whatever reason, he's changing his skin color a little bit, making it look a little warmer, and shortening the length of his ears.
It is weird that he's pale, though. Being from such a... do elves tan? I don't know. I'm so sorry. That was very ignorant to say.
Well, I think it's important to remember that one's appearance is not what makes one a monster.
That's true. He is a monster by his own rights.
Curious.
But he does have much bigger ears than he's letting off.
Does can I roll like a history? Can we? Does any of us know some sort of reason why a high elf might be a little bit pale, for any reason?
My mom.
Go ahead and make
Have to
a
get outside a lot.
history check.
He's an indoor kid.
Aren't we all?
Not bad.
He's just doing a little bit of adjustment on
Oof.
his ears and his skin, you know.
It is bad.
He's got the fake tan on.
Yeah,
12.
plastic surgery without
Okay.
the surgery.
To your knowledge of elves, they can come in many shapes and sizes, skin tones, and appendage lengths. You haven't seen enough of the elven kind to really identify why one being pale might be something they'd want to hide.
Why are we laughing?
What have you done?
Did we? The appendage links took Laura out, and then I noticed Laura laughing, and then I started laughing, and then Ethan started laughing.
Until I looked at Ethan, and Ethan's like trying to. I thought I could hold it together. It's Ethan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
looked
knew
at
as
those
soon as the
two.
word popped into my
It all
brain,
comes back to
someone
me
was
as
gonna
usual.
break.
No, for me it was Laura, and then I looked at you, and I noticed both of you were dying, and then I died.
It's fine. God.
I mean, it's
now we're laughing. Who's gonna die?
Yeah, but too much fun, someone dies.
it is I mean, it's not the weirdest thing, I guess. It just seems a little strange to make your ears. I mean, maybe he's very self-conscious about his ears and being very pale. Maybe he's a vampire.
Next time we go talk to him, we should comment on his short little. No, I'm kidding.
Your ears are so small and
Such
so
lovely,
dignified,
well-formed ears.
and you're tan.
It's the perfect shade.
Quick,
of orange.
someone throw a clove of garlic at them and see what happens.
So
Like
as you
still-
sort of brace and look about the room and consider where you'll be going next, you hear the clinking of a glass from the head table, where Casimir slowly rises to stand and says, "I'd like to take a moment to address you all on behalf of the High Court. Firstly,
Oh, God.
and most importantly, if you would keep it down in the back, please." Just this unbidden, oh God.
It just fucking
Everybody else goes
echoes.
quiet, and Realm can't help himself.
Oh God.
Gently putting my
Going.
Hood up.
Doesn't fit
I
over
would
your
like to
headphones.
thank you all for being present for such a momentous occasion. One where we will be re-signing the Thunderfire Treaty in support of many more years of peace between our nations. The Emperor of Modokal and our esteemed Galleon King will pen their names down on the declaration following the closing ceremony of our Colosseum bouts. Speaking of, I would like to take a moment to congratulate our many competitors and commend them for their performance. The Brotherhood of the Scorched Sands, as expected, has dazzled us with impressive, nigh choreographed fights, with rarely a misstep to be seen. Our own Captain of the Guard, Stonesbane, has put on an impressive display showcasing the might and discipline of our Crown's Guard. And I'd be remiss not to mention the current crowd favorite, the underdogs, calling themselves the heroes of Callius. It is safe to say that they have truly surprised us all with their capabilities in the ring. A toast to our fighters. And he raises his glass, as do everyone in attendance. In the spirit of that, I will be reading the preface for the next round aloud. The third and final match of Ainsbury's tournament will pit participants against a summoned beast or creature not of this plane. Combatants can expect to face a legendary creature summoned from a neighboring plane or realm, capable of creating support or aid of its own. Make sure your fighters choose their strategies wisely to avoid any unnecessary maiming or death. Good luck and best regards, the tournament officials. Now, last mote of business, and then I will let you all resume your pleasant evening. Many of you were present a few nights prior, where the Emperor turned in his advisor, our monster of Redham. It has been decided that to mark the refreshed era of peace, we will put the beast down before signing the treaty. His execution will be public, held in the Colosseum, just following our closing ceremonies. It is our hope that putting the degenerate responsible for such a massacre down in front of the masses will truly cement our unification going forwards. Considering you were all privy to the revelation in the first place, we wanted to make sure that you were the first to hear what our plans are, and encourage you to look forwards to the day after tomorrow and the promising displays ahead of us. So he raises his glass once again. To our futures united, please enjoy your evening. And there's a small smattering of applause before he sits back down in his chair and seems to resume reading. The room begins to pick up again in chatter. It starts hushed, but eventually conversations resume, and there is certainly a buzz about for an execution to be seen.
How are they going to execute someone they do not have?
Not here.
I was going to just ask that same question.
There are a lot of ears in this room that are much more sensitive than your own.
An execution, yes, I cannot wait to see it. It will be magnificent.
Yes.
We need that group telepathy thing.
I really hope. I don't know.
You know, all that just reminded me of a really funny joke that I should tell y'all like later in the room, not at the table.
Yeah, I think we should all get together and practice our jokes. I would love to hear yours.
Yeah, I think we can work a little riff back and forth. Maybe set it up
Yeah.
and do it at a tavern sometime, you know?
This is
See if we get a couple laughs.
Exactly. Practice our stand-up. We can take the show on
I'm
the
just
road.
sitting down for it, but you can stand it.
Ah, you are very funny already.
I was just staring.
Maconya's over here like, jokes, sharing jokes?
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, maybe we
Alright, okay.
make a game of it, of telling jokes.
I mean, if that's what you wish to do, I will sit and watch, but I'm not very funny, so.
Don't worry, we know.
You're very funny unintentionally sometimes.
Oh, yeah. What?
Yes.
Don't know whether to take that as a compliment or not.
It's an isolation compliment, I promise.
Okay. I'm not even gonna insight check her, I'm just gonna let it happen.
Awkward,
think-
awkward silence / laughter.
If I see him available, I might like to go and speak with King Daihi.
That is a
he
good
is
idea.
available. He's not often approached here. He seems to be given a wide berth, and it might have something to do with the sheer amount of guards seated at and crowding around his table. But he is very inviting of company, and as you approach, he kind of looks to you and lights up a little bit and says, "Oh, hello. Have we met?"
Very briefly at the first dinner, but not much longer than to shake hands and exchange pleasantries. How have you been enjoying things?
It's fine, I suppose. There's a lot of sitting around and watching people, which I suppose can be exciting, but I find it a bit dry at times.
I can imagine.
Can
Oh,
look-
I'm Vaughn, by the way. I was one of the fighters that you may have seen earlier today or the day before.
Yes, the golem. Yeah, it was impressive. Well done. Oh, I'm
Thank you.
I'm Daihi, and he sticks his hand out to shake.
What a pleasure to meet you. And then he'll reach out and shake the hand.
As you do that, you see the guards around his table kind of stiffen up and look you up and down, kind of
And
sizing
then the
you up.
hand is held up and like, not hostile, like surrender.
It's okay, they're just a little bit protective, and I imagine they might be a little bit bored too. Again, not a lot going on. Well, no, there's a lot going on. But anyways, dinner
A
was
lot,
nice.
but not a lot. Right. Ah, so confusing, those things.
Are you from here or around here?
Around a small town around Gallium, but I did end up going to the sanctuary to spend a good deal of time growing up before I set out and became the one of the members that you hear so much about to the party.
I've always wanted to visit the sanctuary, but it's a bit of a trip, and I'm told I'm not really supposed to do stuff like that anymore.
Oh, well, that is a shame because I think you would be quite welcome, and if not, actually most certainly welcomed out there.
Well,
They would love to have a
Fine.
visit.
if I'm to be welcome, then he kind of looks to his guards, and his guards go, I'll find a way.
Sure. Yeah, it's those things do take planning and time. Be sure to take your time with it, but you know that you would most certainly be welcome out there.
So, why do people like you, do the thing in the ring? Like, what's the appeal?
Well, I guess a lot of people have a lot of, different reasons. I think that the Crown's Guard may have different reasons than we do for doing it. Some people do it just for the fame that it provides, the glory that it gives, the chance to be on a stage. But and some people are certainly doing it for the money.
And what are you
The,
doing it for?
Well, we really honestly just kind of stumbled into it, and I thought it seemed like fun.
You're doing pretty well for having tripped into something like that.
Thank you. Yeah, that seems to be how I have the luck of things. Just stumble right into them and make your way through, and just keep on stumbling, right?
Well, sounds like you're just a really lucky stumbler. When I
I'm light on
stumble,
my
it's not light on my feet at all. It's often disastrous. Anyways,
Yeah, I mean, but hey, that's why you got all these guards here to make sure that it is not so disastrous should you fall.
they have gotten very good at catching me.
Well, I just wanted to stop in, say hello, introduce myself face to face, and I won't be a stranger if you don't mind. Just swing by,
I'm
say
glad
hello,
you
type of
did.
time.
I'm glad you did. Vaughn? Vin?
Yes, Vaughn.
Vaughn. Okay. Yes, not a lot of people seem to enjoy talking to me here, so Anytime you feel like chatting.
Yeah, of course. And I hope you get to see us in the next round as well.
I'll be looking out for you. Try not to die.
I will do my best. You're not even the first to tell me that today, but I will certainly do my best. And I will leave you to it and enjoy the rest of the feast.
Okay, bye.
And Bob will get up and move along.
Then
And he just kind of watches you go, and like a few seconds late, remembers to wave, but you're already not paying attention anymore.
Oh my god, I love him.
That was great.
So
Sounds
you return
precious.
to your table and find that many of your party mates were watching the interaction. And
He seems like a nice chap.
it did
His guard
seem,
seemed.
He did seem as well when I'm pretty sure Darby and I went to go talk to him.
I
think we
That's right.
briefly went to go talk to him.
don't think I've ever met him.
You and
And now I'm-
Fitzroy,
It
probably.
was-
Fitzroy
It's
did.
right.
Oh.
Yeah.
who offered to help sneak him out by way
Right,
of
No.
right.
Taking
Vaughn
his
and Bree
gift,
walked up on the
not
tail end of
killing
that
him.
conversation the first time.
Fitzroy and
Yes.
Masala did great. It's fine. They both had a great evening.
He did seem
They both
so
stuck their
nice.
foot right in their mouth.
When Fitzroy and I went over and said hi.
Is there anyone else we would like to have some FaceTime with? I mean, I am always keen to go talk to the Islations, but
Oh, if you want. They're your friends now.
But God, it seems like the King Daihi sort of is awfully lonely.
oh, I mean, I could also go talk to him.
I mean, not to say that we should go talk to him now. I'm just saying, like in the future, you know, it wouldn't hurt to probably keep him a little company. In those times when we get the opportunity to.
I think he and I might get along.
I do think that the politics and everything that comes with it seems to be wearing on him a lot. Even the watching people so much can be a little wearing, he says. So, yeah, absolutely.
He's social, but I wouldn't mind going to talk to him at some point as well.
It's a revolving carousel of people going to talk to him.
We just invite him to come
He
sit
will
with us.
never be
Yeah,
lonely
like,
when he visits a
individually.
time.
It's just fucking speed dating.
Ding, next.
You got 60 seconds. Ding.
Can I just offer the idea of asking him to sit with us? Or we all go sit with him?
Or we could bring him to our table. That's a great idea.
Him and all of his
Purpose-
guards,
like,
yes.
at a time. It's like, wait a minute.
Do we want to invite
yeah.
him over?
With all of his guards.
All of his guards? We have nothing to fear. All right.
Yeah, I mean,
Fuck it.
he does not seem to have anyone else with him besides his guards. I wouldn't mind.
All right. I'm gonna get up.
All right, so everybody's getting up and moving over to
No,
the
no, we're
table.
inviting
No.
him to
We're
our
inviting
table.
him to us.
Okay.
I'm gonna get up.
Maybe Vaughn should.
Okay. You get it?
Or no, I mean Vaughn could, but I've already gotten up.
Fun.
And you start to approach the Ionadan table.
Smack Darby's back on the way and give them
Again.
guidance.
a minute,
As you
it's-
approach, the guards just kind of stiffen up and watch you quite closely while Daihi follows their attention and eventually sees you and says, "Oh, hello. You're a friend of the Vans, yeah?"
Yes, I am a friend of the Vans. Yes, we're very good friends.
On the vans.
We're just noticing that over here.
You cut it off, I think.
Hello?
Hello.
You did cut
Yeah.
off. I think it's just
Okay.
because you're quiet.
Okay, we were just noticing that you seem a little sequestered over here, and we have a seat at our table. Many seats for your guards also. If you would like to come sit with us, you are more than welcome to.
You wouldn't mind?
Not at all. We would actually very much enjoy your company.
He looks to his guards, who all kind of are shuffling a little bit uncomfortably, and then he goes, "Oh, okay," and picks up his plate and climbs out of the bench. And sure enough, like ducklings, all of those green armored guards follow after him, and it creates a bit of a spectacle because this entire table is now essentially getting up and migrating down the room. And the lanky elven man sits down at an empty seat at your bench and looks at you all and says, "Hello."
Hello.
Well,
Hello.
Welcome.
Long time no see.
We did just talk, didn't we?
Yeah, fancy that.
Lon just came
Well-
back over and said that you were sitting on your own, so we thought we'd invite you to come sit with us. To have some
Well-
company.
Not quite on my own. There's and he looks around and there's just guards. Not all of them have taken seats. They just kind of frame around him.
People
perhaps
outside your comfort zone.
some new and unpaid company.
That
Mhm.
one.
And
Yeah, new and unpaid company sounds nice.
I know there is little we can say to put your guard at ease, but I promise you will be very safe here with us.
Oh, I'm not worried. Anyways, hi everybody.
Oh,
Hello.
my name is Realm. It's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too. I'm Daihi.
We met once before with another friend of mine.
Oh yeah. I think he tried to threaten to kill me.
He,
And again, the guards
You were
just
being
kind
tried
of
to threaten.
a
You
little
did not
bit.
succeed, right?
I didn't say it,
Fitzroy is
and it was
rattling the bars of his cage.
it was it was not me. And his name's Fitzroy, and he tends to joke around, and he was just
It
kidding.
makes it sound pretty compelling.
It's
Thought about it for a little while. And again, his guards are just kind of.
I'm certain it was a misunderstanding. Quite certain. We don't have the-
Probably.
I would never.
No, it's okay. I misunderstand a lot of things. So that's probably what happened.
You and I both.
I do as well. My name is Darby.
Hello, Darby. I'm Daihi. So what were you
And
guys
there is
talking
Solace,
about?
and there is Realm, the cognac.
I'll
Casey
myself.
didn't remember.
Said my name.
Hope I wasn't
mean-
interrupting anything.
No.
No.
No, not at all.
Could I ask your opinion about something? Daihi?
Sure.
What do you make of the proposed execution?
Well, I don't much like seeing people die. I'm sure there's a good reason for killing someone in front of a bunch of people, but I don't know. Even if it's a monster or a beast or whatever they keep calling the fellow, it just doesn't seem like the right thing to do, but it's not my kingdom.
I'm visibly restraining myself in character.
I feel very similarly. It is I don't know, to not give someone a fighting chance and just put them down in front of people like that is a bit unpleasant, to say the least.
saying stuff like murder is bad, but they're going to do it in front of a whole bunch of people. It's just a little strange, that's all. But different customs, I guess.
So how would they handle things like that back home for you, if not through a public execution?
Well, I can't say we've had many mass murderers that we've had to deal with.
Touché.
I personally would just leave them locked up, I guess, so that they can't hurt anybody else, but something about an eye for an eye doesn't seem right. We all just end up blind.
I think that is well said.
I think so too.
We do.
Yes.
Oh. I don't say things well so often, so it's nice to hear. Thank you.
Is this? What is your native tongue?
The good old statements of
Not normally
Gondo.
speak common.
I speak common well enough, but you know, never been very good at socializing.
Sense. I understand. It is harder even than when customs and traditions and sayings are not known to you. I have
And a little bit out of place, kind of like a black sheep.
yes, just like that.
Well, you
Well,
are,
are you all from here?
I think we are from a great few places, actually.
I'm from Kratzford, but Vaughn and I, we come from the monastery in Durhamstro.
Oh, did it tell you that I really want to go see it?
Oh. No, I did not know that.
I don't know that I can. It's I don't know, traveling makes the people nervous.
Well, you're the one in charge, are you not?
Yeah.
You should be able to do what you wish.
You'd think that, but it's not really how it goes in the end. They kind of expect you to do stuff and hear people, and there's a lot of responsibility.
Well, not for nothing, but there is, I don't know how much I can say about this, but I'm gonna say it anyway, a small system of teleportation circles being established. So maybe in the future it will not be so far-fetched for you to go see these places.
That actually does sound very interesting. It'd be neat to get across the... it'd be neat to get somewhere else really fast.
Mm-hmm. It is it's an experience. It feels very strange, but once you get over that, it's kind of neat.
Well, hopefully I get a chance to try it.
I hope that you do. And, maybe you wouldn't have to go alone. Maybe one day we can all go to the monastery together. I would like to see it myself.
I actually don't think it would be too far-fetched to set one up if you found a place when you go back home that you decided you would like to have it set up. I'm sure talking to the right person, we could get the materials down there to do so.
Mm-hmm.
He looks over his shoulder and one of the guards just kind of shrugs. This is, oh, okay. You, just let me know what I need to do and we'll see if we can make it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know the fine details myself, but that's something that we can get drawn up into you before everything is over.
And then maybe I can see the monastery, and I've always wanted to see the coast. It's, I hear it's different than home.
It is very different.
It's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
The coast in what direction?
Yeah.
Out of character.
Well, Ionad is the east coast.
Yeah. And he just said coast.
Mm-hmm.
I assume he means
not
the west
the east
coast.
coast.
By Port Casper and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay.
Is there something in particular that draws you towards the monastery, or just curiosity?
I have seen a lot of things in my time. I've been a little bit sheltered. It'd be nice to get out and see the world.
Is this your first time here?
It is, actually. Usually my father attends, but, now it's me, I guess.
Well, truthfully, if there was any other place in the world that even looked a little bit like this, but on a regular basis, it would be the sanctuary. You see people from everywhere.
I'd like to
Just
see
a
it.
big melting pot of culture.
Feel like there's a lot to learn in places like that.
I found that to be true.
Both good and bad.
Found that also to be true.
Well,
How are you?
you gotta take the good with the bad. They go hand in hand really often.
How are you liking what you've seen here so far? Like of the city, I mean, not necessarily the tournament.
The city's nice enough. It's a little bit crowded. It's a lot of people and a lot of stone. But people are friendly enough, I guess. Kinda miss seeing trees, though.
I can
That's
relate
fair.
to that very much, actually.
I think we all sometimes long for the places that we're used to, the spaces where we were born. That feel
No place like home.
It's very true.
Have you ever been to the academy in
Ashenhurst.
Ashenhurst?
Truth be told, I've rarely been outside of Ionod. So this is a big step.
That is where a friend of ours is based who is working to set up those teleportation circles. And I'm sure she would love to have you if you make your way
It'd
there.
be neat to see. Maybe if those circle things all work out, I'll be able to see a lot of the world.
I hope
I
that's
still have
you.
time to catch those meetings.
Oh boy. I would hate to miss the meetings.
Well, you
'Cause I
could
know you would hate to miss those.
conveniently get held up. Maybe the circle is down for a couple of hours and you, oh no, can't make the meeting.
Okay, he looks over his shoulder again, and the guards are just kind of shuffling nervously. Maybe.
Every character I play will make Tiny's guards nervous. I can't help it. Well,
So when he senses a lull in the conversation, he just kind of starts tearing apart the lettuce on his plate with his hands.
He's not the only one at this table that eats with his hands.
not at all.
We're actually really cool with it.
We're
There's like a mix
sequestering
of both with fun.
bacon.
Really depends on what the food is.
Yeah.
How convenient it is to do one or the other.
Yeah.
Sol is super neat about it, but it's like little picking, just yeah.
I'm eating fruit and a piece of cake I found.
It's nice.
Found.
I found it, so I had it.
It's
Pound cake.
hot bean juice
Was it
cake.
a barrel?
They call it hot bean juice cake because it's made with hot bean juice, but it's cold bean juice.
That was the
At
best
this
5
point,
minutes.
you do also notice that Alexander is rising from his chair and Brynja kind of stumbling out of her own, and they're going to leave.
As they do, I'm going to quietly excuse myself from the table.
Why did we have a buddy system? Go
Was
on.
about to so I will go with it for the buddy system.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll be safe with Alexander.
So it's just like
Get fucking
buddy
laid flat
system.
and no one will be able to do anything about it.
Well, Vaughn could go with him if he wants. Vaughn said he was going to.
No, I know. I just saying like Solus says real low buddy system, and then Vaughn goes, "Oh, buddies."
So you get up, and where are you going?
I'm just going to try to catch Brynja before they leave. I'm not going to, and I will acknowledge Alexander, but I know not to. Yeah.
Don't look at
Alex,
him.
as you approach them, Alex grunts and nods at you and keeps going.
I will grunt and nod in return.
Brynja says, "Oh, friend, it is so good to see you again. What are you doing? How many drinks are we in?"
Not nearly enough, my friend, but
Ah,
maybe another time. But I just wanted to ask, are you planning to go back to the VIP box for the next round of the tournament?
I don't really have anywhere else to be, so yes.
Would you care for
Not allowed to fight in the ring. I'm not allowed to go drink places. I must sit and behave.
It is the worst, I understand.
It is the worst. And I hate it.
I hate it for you, my friend. Would you like a little company in the box for a couple of hours?
And she looks after Alexander, who's gone, and she's like, "Yes. It is probably fine, yes.
It's probably fine. It's
It's
just
probably fine.
another
You are a
delegate.
Slation, it is same thing.
Yes, another delegate from us later. What could be the
This-
problem?
We could both make the guards nervous.
We both could make the guards nervous.
Quite fun. They're very jumpy.
They are very jumpy and very thorough with their pat downs and searches, I find.
They didn't really want to touch me very much. It was very
Oh.
quick. Just kind of a whoosh whoosh and get on.
That is probably
Maybe that's
because-
why they were so nervous.
Maybe so. But I will come find you, or try to find you in the box for the next
I will
round.
see you in the box, friend, and she'll go clap your shoulder pretty hard. And you are a tall individual, but she is a furball
Mhm.
and stands just a little bit taller than you, despite her youth. It's weird to look up at someone like that.
I will clap her on the opposite shoulder. Be well, my friend.
Be well. And then she'll hurry off after the half work.
And I will turn to Vaughn and say, I miss home very much.
Oh god, I bet. Yeah, Vaughn was just, he realized that he was not exactly in the conversation, so he started counting the divots in the crowd molding until it was over.
It wasn't felt like that when you pretend you weren't following that person. You're like, oh.
Right, yeah, like, you know, when we worked at Men's Warehouse and you've had to stand in a certain amount of distance from the customer to not look like you're invading their space.
Yes.
Was there anyone you wanted to speak to before we go back to the table?
I mean, I could speak to anyone, but not especially anyone.
Right? How are you feeling, by the way?
Okay. Yeah, I'm feeling okay. Got knocked out of the sky earlier today, but I still feel great. The food is great. Drinks are great.
The food is great
Can't
and the
complain.
drinks. Yeah. Okay, I just wanted to check in.
Okay. So you return to your table.
While they're going, I will go and just inquire after Seraphine.
Okay. Who are you inquiring to?
Who is your buddy
Just
for
in
this?
general?
No,
What is
everybody's
buddy?
doing that. Everybody's just leaving, so.
No,
Sarah-
who's your buddy?
Whoever follows me. No, I will announce the table. I said, I'm just gonna go check with Lady Adeline and make sure that Seraphina is all right. And I will gesture to where I will not be far away, but anyone is welcome to accompany me if they so desire. Solace actually has been pretty quiet this evening. Like, she has been fairly low-key, has not offered to join the band at any point or anything like that. She's just been fairly quiet, not distressed by any means, just chill. But yeah, that is what I will do.
So you approach where Adeline sits. Almost said Seraphina. She's not there. And the first thing you notice is that despite being a woman who carries herself pretty well, Adeline looks a little bit unhappy. Her brows are furrowed. She's not really touched her plate. She's leaned back and seems pensive.
I will sit down next to her and I will point my finger surreptitiously and I will do the thing where I openly ask about after Seraphina. I noticed that Seraphina was absent. I just wished to see if all was well. And meanwhile, via message, I will say, and you do not seem best pleased. Is it perhaps about the announcement that was just made?
She does kind of fix her face when you sit down next to her and smiles, not because she's putting a mask back on, but she's just happy to see you. And she says, "Oh, yes, Serafina she is fine. It is, she did not quite feel up to eating." And in response to the message, she will say, "I'm having her look into, how true that announcement is."
I mean, we told her what we knew, so I will out loud. I'll continue. I'll say, we were discussing if we should remain in the spire, or perhaps join you this evening, if we would still not be an inconvenience.
Absolutely not. There is more than enough room for you and all of your companions. But wherever you are most comfortable staying is no damage to me. Do as you wish.
I'll lower my voice, but not be just so anybody who's actually paying attention here. But say, given the events of last night, it is possible that we could be placing added risk on you and your party. Are you certain?
Sure, I will be well protected by the guards, not only my own, but of the Crown's Guard. And let's say I'm not entirely helpless. I am not concerned about whatever danger you feel you may bring me.
I just really wish to be sure. Well, I will speak to the others and we'll let you know. Is there anything that we can do for you?
No, you are doing more than enough. You are performing well, making a fantastic name for yourself, and we'll just have to keep going one day at a time.
Whatever tomorrow brings, I'm sure we will all be there to face it together.
That is a beautiful statement. I think you're right.
And all the more so for the fact that there's very little alternative but to face it together.
That's all right. We can still appreciate the beauty of a situation we cannot help.
She'll kind of nod and then just like take her leave and return to the others.
While she's away doing that, for Daihi, I'm going to just do a little illusion of like the beach and the water that I remember from King's Call, just on the nicer days, just to kind of show him like little things that he could go see when he goes traveling and stuff, just for fun and to keep him entertained.
As you conjure King's Call, he is familiar with that. That is part of his jurisdiction, and you find him watching the illusion almost with a slight homesickness. He looks wistful, and as much as he's excited to search out new places, he's also missing home.
Well, then at that point, I'm just hoping that it's a nice little reminder of home.
Like, he'd be fascinated if you started to conjure other places as well, but
Oh,
when
yeah,
he recognizes places from the islands,
I think I would.
Can you do Port Casper?
Ron's like, oh, do that next. Do this next.
I just a gentle. Before I do change it, I say, yes, I come from King's Call. My family's there.
Oh, why didn't you say so? Or come sit with us sooner? You would have been welcome.
actually don't really know why.
That's okay. I find it hard to, I get it.
It's nothing against you. If I also, I'm comfortable with these people because I too haven't been away from my home for ever actually.
I get that too. It's my first time.
Mine as well. And then I'll pull up, I'll change out the illusion to, like, Port Casper. Something, like, near the water and stuff. I'm sorry, it's been so long, I somewhat forget what these places look like. But I'll pull up.
Casper is on the water.
Okay, cool. Port, got it. Yeah,
It is a port.
it's a port, so it's on the water. Maybe that little dock that Vaughn and I went for a walk to one time. And then the water. It's all like a little, like, kind of mini version. Like a little...
Well, he watches the displays quite dreamily and asks many questions about, like, is that tower really that big in person? Kind of pointing to a lighthouse. And
Yes.
does the sea really look like that?
I'll keep
He's
up
used to seeing-
conversation and answer what I know.
Slightly greener waters. Anybody else doing anything as the dinner begins to wind down?
Can you throw up the map on Roll20? Just for a second?
No.
Please?
Absolutely not.
Please.
Never.
If in your, I'm just gonna mention to Daihi, if in your explorations you ever find yourself up north towards this later, once all of our business is concluded, I would be happy to show you around.
That would be nice. It'd be nice to have somebody
Oh, that icon's adorable.
helping.
Of course, and if I am not there, if you find a man named Devog, he will help you. He may just not seem like he wants to, but he will.
Oh, shit. I know stuff.
Okay.
Oops.
So, sorry, I should be looking out for someone who doesn't want to help but will help anyways?
It's just how he is. He is very big and he might seem a little scary, but if you tell him you know me, he will help you.
He
How
has a
big is
very
this
gruff-
later?
It's not
It's
as
easy
big.
to find.
It is pretty easy. If you just go north, you will find a lot of mountains. And on the other side of the mountains, it is just a lot of snow and ice and trees. And that is a Slater. It is not terribly big from what I understand and what I have seen now.
Okay. So when I go, I'll find either you, and if you can't be there, then I will find somebody who doesn't really want to help me, but will help anyways.
He does. He does want to. He just seems like he doesn't. It's something I think he does on purpose. But he will help you.
Hey, thank you.
Of course.
People are starting to file out as dinner comes to a close. Is there anything else you are doing here, or do you join the shuffle of people as they casually start making exits?
I don't really have anything else to do, and once Daihi takes his leave, I'll dismiss the illusion and everything.
As Daihi is leaving, I'm just once again going to talk to this poor man. If you ever find yourself wanting for company, I'm sure I speak for everyone when I say you're always welcome at our table.
Absolutely. You can come join us more often if you'd like.
Okay. If you don't die tomorrow, then we'll have dinner after, yeah?
That is all the more reason not to die for me.
Okay. We'll see you tomorrow then.
Gods, I
And
hope we don't
he'll start
die
to-
tomorrow.
Get up, and his guards kind of help usher him out the door, but he does do one last double take back and says, "Bye. It was really nice sitting with you."
Goodbye.
It was nice to have you. Bye.
I immediately go and like fall into my hand. I
Push out the
entirely,
door.
I entirely forgot to associate myself with Einod when I did that.
It is okay. It has been a while. We have been on the road for a while.
Well, I don't necessarily associate myself specifically.
Well,
because-
it's okay. If you end up in the box with Adeline again, and you could perhaps say hi to him or Rinya or whoever.
It is. I have heard things about him, but the most that I've heard from King's Call is that everyone jokes that Daihi doesn't know what he's doing.
Well, that's rather cruel.
Hmm.
That is.
Does anyone really know what they're doing?
Do any of us know what we're doing? I certainly
I
don't.
don't. No. Don't
Do
what
I
I'm
know
doing.
what happened to his father? Or does everybody know what happened to his father? Or like he's just let go of the
You-
power and gave it to Daihi?
You do know what happened to his father. His father fell ill, fell asleep, and never woke up until he inevitably passed away.
Oh, okay.
Oh man.
That is not the first time we've heard that, y'all.
Nope.
Listen, I have the worst memory. I'm sorry.
I don't remember.
I
Oh
just-
my god.
That sort of sickness
She's not referring to the
has
the
been
fact
happening
that
to a
happened.
lot of people.
Oh, it's true.
Amber's whole
That happened
village?
with Amber's whole village. Yeah.
Dying
Oh.
dad. Another thing I won't mention.
But Amber got the cure to
Right,
go
yeah.
wake up the
For her
people.
village, yes.
Yeah.
If it
Well,
were.
I don't know
and
what
then-
happened.
Darby's partner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also destroyed the place the flower comes from, so there's no more cure.
Rippa.
It's fine. They've made peace with their goddess. It's fine.
You think only? No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say Darby will relay they're going to join Brynja in the VIP box tomorrow. If there is anything I need to do or look out for,
Drinking
or
and shouting.
for drinking
Buddy-
and shouting. Well, does anyone want to come with me to sit with Brynja tomorrow?
Or non-Islation's welcome, because she did specify that you were Islation, so it would be fine.
Where I go, Vaughn, you are always welcome. So if you would like to
Then I'll
go,
go.
all right.
Why don't you go as well, Realm? You haven't been up there yourself.
Would
Boys trip.
Boys trip.
I am. That table looked pretty empty, and listen, I think Brynja would be happy to meet both of you if you want to go to Realm,
You could also go as Adeline's guest.
or that also.
She is sponsoring
sure.
us.
I can. Yeah. I can socialize. Yeah.
I don't want you to do anything you're uncomfortable doing. But the invitation is there, I'm sure, as Adeline's company or with us and Brynja.
I mean, I need to get better at this whole socializing thing, so I don't mind giving it a shot if they don't mind another person there. If they do, it's okay. You guys can go and I will leave.
So you guys are beginning to head back to the spire, just so you know, you're walking and talking.
At some point, as there's comings and goings, I would kind of surreptitiously look at the Emperor before, just to see if he's looking in my direction, like as he's leaving or as we're leaving, whoever leaves first.
Yeah, would I
go
have been
ahead.
able to keep an eye on him during just the night, just glancing at him every now and again?
You can both go ahead and make perception checks.
And to be very clear, I'm only looking the one time. He is not going to catch me looking all night. And I rolled in that one, so yeah.
I got a 6 for a 12,
did
so
catch you looking.
not great either.
Maybe he did catch me
So-
looking.
Realm, you try and keep your eyes on the Emperor and find that he's not terribly difficult to track. He's not being sneaky or hiding or being otherwise untoward in any way. He's just seated with his guard and his officials at his table, just chatting. He does catch you watching him and flashes you a very brief and warm-seeming smile. Solace, when you look back to see if he's watching you leave, you find that he is wrapped up in a conversation with a man dressed in a beautiful tunic with yellow thread.
Do I recognize that livery?
You do. It's he's one of the members of the Brotherhood that is the elite guard.
Got it. Okay.
When
That
he
makes
smiles,
sense.
when he smiles at me, I'll smile back and give like a little wave, and then turn away and be like, "Oh fuck." Never looking again.
So as we're
Shutting my eyes forever.
he can't see me if I can't see
Long
him.
sleep.
Oh god, no, Darby, no, too soon. As we're getting ready to leave, I would mention that I spoke to Lady Adeline again and sort of try and get some clarification as to where we want to spend the evening.
Well,
Yes.
I am not opposed. I don't want to leave Erlen by herself. I know she can take care of herself. It just feels bad.
I also would like to speak. I mean, privately, I suppose. Not anything against Adeline, but I think we may have a better time conversing, at least before we go, or
We
if
have our
we
joke,
decide to stay.
our
we
joke
have-
routines to plan.
We have our joke routine. We are going to be putting on a comedy show. Yes.
Officially the worst liar out of all of them, and some of them are really atrocious liars.
I don't know when we all came up with a joke routine. I don't know if I was there that time. Also, we're deciding
I
now
will-
to go stay with her.
Let's go back.
We need to go to our room and gather our night clothes and all of that before we go. So let us just go to the room and then we can talk about it there. I really have to pee. I'll be right back.
Yeah, me too.
All right, quick pee break.
Yay!
And we'll be right back and we will pick up back in the room.
Goodness gracious.
What if? I was saying what up.
Oh. I thought you said what if, and I was like, what if what?
What if?
What
The
if?
king guy, he doesn't have an administrator or a supervisor at home that's really kind of running the country behind his shoulder. He's going to have one within the next year.
Yes. I desperately
I mean,
want
I
us
agree.
all to take positions in different kingdoms spread across the continent. We're all just gonna be
you know,
interns.
I would love it, to be honest. I've already got my place. I already have it settled. It's a done deal.
Darby's already got an in with the fucking royalty and a Slater. I think they're just gonna go back home.
I mean, it is where they're happiest of all the courts.
I'm
I-
going in for a fucking Ironheart, so.
I've already had like a flashback to a possible, or I guess a flash forward to a possible future ending of Vaughn being head of security in Galleon.
You know where the weak spots are. We've exploited all of them.
Oh,
Exactly.
No. Oh no.
I will like sell the test.
You're like one of those hackers that hacks into a thing and then says, "Hey, hire me. I can fix this."
Yes.
Kinda, yeah.
As long as Kashmir doesn't murder you.
Yeah.
Well, he wouldn't murder you.
Kashmir.
He'd have you. He'd have
I
you
think-
murdered.
I think
No,
Kashmir.
he's fully capable of murdering me on his own.
I think Kashmir is weirdly endeared to us, and maybe I'm just being delusional. But I think
I feel
Kashmir.
a lot of us are
is
delusional in that
really
exact same,
confused.
like,
Yeah.
that's sort of a running theme as we assume people like us when they probably
Well,
really
they
don't. Like,
fucking-
they're not picking on us because they're our friends.
They fucking hate us. Just like God, these entitled
Looking at us because
kids.
they see our potential.
It's
Yeah.
like when you're 12 and you're like, oh, I think they're teasing me because they want to be my friend.
Uh-huh. They're just teasing you because they
No.
hate you.
They're actually
This whole time-
2 grades above you and laughing at you.
This whole time,
Yeah.
Starkiller loves Realm. They're just best friends. No.
Starkiller secretly wants to date Realm. Is what happened.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hey yo.
That's the DLC right there.
There it is. It's the after campaign adventure. You thought it was
Alright.
going to be Awen, but it's Starkiller. Sorry.
It's both. That's the twist
It's
of
both.
the twist.
It's both.
So, you eventually make it back through the dark streets of the upper city to the Ivory Spire and return to your rooms, or room in the case that you're all piling into one out of
Yes.
interest of your security. What are you doing?
If we considered, as soon as we're inside,
Door shuts.
have we considered that it was a lie when they said that they would execute someone?
Assassinate.
Perhaps, yeah. Perhaps it will be like an illusion or something, and they just wish to save face.
It could be.
There's so many here who could see through an illusion, though.
Do we assume that the normal crowd could?
No, probably not.
It was just a thought that I had because I'm pretty sure, you know, and yet they said they were going to, so now I'm wondering whether it's just an
No.
attempt to save face.
Would we know if he had been recaptured?
Not. It might be worth reaching out just to confirm at this point.
It could be.
That
If
could
he
also
got
be the bait they
himself
set up.
recaptured,
That could be the bait, though.
I'd say it's none of our business until it reveals itself, just to cover our bases. But if we want to do some digging, we could do so discreetly.
I'm worried about leaving it. What if we find out he was recaptured and we only find out the day of the execution and we can do
If-
nothing about
oh,
it?
now I'm stressing
God,
out and I
at
should
that
send him a
point-
message.
Hold on.
God, at that point, like it.
Boy, he
Never mind.
deserves to die.
Well, no, we are we are only I mean this very kindly, a ragtag group of kids, essentially. Like, how far do we go to stop this from happening? Like, I
We've
don't.
already gone a very long way.
Depends on what we can live with afterward.
If we give it the night, I can try to locate his stupid sunglasses and see where he is.
Try to locate
Would
him.
Would he still have his sunglasses on him?
Or
Would
his
he not-
robes, his tacky, stupid robes, or his sunglasses.
His tacky, stupid robes.
What
is not
level spell
a
is
good
that
idea.
again? Locate object?
Oh, I thought he had a decent
Second level.
fashion.
Okay, well you get minus 4th level, so like if you want to use that one, that's fine with me. I got locate creature.
I mean,
What's a creature?
Calder. Calder is creature.
or do we just let it ride?
I'm worried about doing that. Even I don't like him. But if we leave it be and he has been recaptured, then we are going to watch him die and have no say or nothing to do about it.
So then we message him now. Or in the morning, we try to locate his tacky robes.
His stupid face.
Unfortunately, his stupid face is not an object.
Stupid clothes and his stupid face, his stupid little beard.
His
Stupid,
stupid
sexy
horn.
face.
His stupid sexy face. His stupid bastard, man.
Can you locate his horns? They're not an object, I suppose.
That's
part
part of
of
the
it.
creature,
Yeah.
I would assume.
I
They are
can
at a
I can
pendant of
locate
varying size.
I can find him as him, but it's a very powerful spell. So if we would like to dumb it down a little bit and do his that came out terribly wrong. I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean your spell,
No,
so dumb,
I'm-
Dobby.
I am not the spellcaster that you are, certainly.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that. I just know that it doesn't take as much magic to find. I'm just digging myself a hole, so I'm just going to leave it at that. Anyway, we could decide that in the morning.
But
Yeah, just
is
use
there
your hands to dig.
What?
is there
Sorry, older reference. Continue.
is there a range on either both of your spells?
There is a range.
1,000 feet.
Are we within 1,000 feet of the castle right now?
1,000 feet is
No,
a
you are
long
not.
way.
So that could be worth thinking about. We may have to go for a walk.
The much simpler alternative is we sneak back to the dungeon and we see what we see.
I had thought of that. But it could end really badly again.
Listen. I can creep on the
Determined to go to
ceiling.
jail.
No, I can creep on the ceiling and hide as I have before.
Have
I can't hear you, Laura.
some- we do have some concerns of our own as well. Not the least of which being we are going to face an extraplanar being tomorrow.
There is that.
Perhaps I don't want to deplete Nia right now, but we could ask her to send a message.
Now might be better than in the morning.
Because she'll get it back and then we'll be full for the tournament. It causes risk, of course, if something happens tonight, but
If assassins attack us, if we go stay with Adeline and assassins attack us in the castle or in that area, I imagine the guard response will be much swifter, so we might not need to rely on the spells quite so much.
also if we do stay with Adeline, it would put both of you closer for if we don't hear an answer back, if you need to locate him or try, we would be right there. We would know for sure if he had been
Abby.
recaptured, I suppose.
Would you let one of us go alone to do that?
If one of you could turn into a small spider and sneak along, no, but
I can get as close as I can, but
it is just a resource that is much easier to get back. And I feel largely unseen as a spider. I would not do anything more than scuttle in and look and scuttle out.
But what if... Okay, consider he has been recaptured. If there's once again an anti-magic ring, if you reach that ring, will you suddenly pop back into yourself and fall on the ground in front of guards?
Do I know the nature of wild shape? Like, is it a magic thing, or I mean, obviously it's some kind of magic thing, but is it like the type of magic thing that would be dispelled by that? Would I know that even? I'm very dumb. Probably not.
Why don't you go ahead and make a nature check?
Okay. (17 plus 2, 19).
Okay. Okay. So, due to the fact that it is a magical ability, you are not confident that you would be able to maintain your shape if you were to be hit by any kind of anti-magic field or ray. You don't know for sure, but the confidence isn't there.
I'm not confident, but if the anti-magic... We don't know about the anti-magic field because someone hasn't told us about it. But if it didn't happen before...
Oh, yeah.
If it didn't happen before... I went in before and nothing happened.
That's
I
true.
imagine if Calder is there now, though, they will have definitely doubled up on security measures for both against the arcane and otherwise.
I am not determined to go on a suicide mission. I'm just saying I could try to get close and listen to what I might hear, if not see.
Going to pull out my harp and get ready to send a message.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for the cue.
But
You're trying to send a message for Calder again?
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
we're discussing. At least sending the message out and seeing if we get any kind of answer.
We don't get an answer. I mean, it could mean a lot of things, but it could also mean that he is inside an anti-magic field. No.
That you don't know about.
That I don't know about. I mean, I kind of assumed it, but I was confused when it didn't happen.
have we considered just asking to see the prisoners?
Would they let
I
us?
don't know. I mean, we could certainly try and ask. The worst they could tell us is no, but
I'm just saying it might be worth asking. I don't know, maybe not.
When Darby and I snuck in there last time, did we notice any other prisoners, or was Calder the only one there at that moment?
He was the only one there at the moment, and you didn't look far enough into the dungeons to find any others.
Okay. I mean, I'm kind
What
of
do you do?
dubious on whether it would work, but I think perhaps you should do it.
Do what?
Send a message.
Send the message.
Yes, yeah.
We said that they said that his execution's going to be the day after tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I would just keep it very light, very simple. I would not say anything too damning in case somehow anyone is listening.
Oh,
I am
so
just...
don't mention, heard you're going to get executed the day after tomorrow. You good?
I would just say, like, hey,
No.
how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. You know, just...
sound off, still alive.
Can you just, like, let us know you're alive? Just something simple. You don't even have to say that. Just say, like, hey, how are you? I'm sure he will say something. He likes to talk a lot.
Hey, how are you? Miss you.
Hey,
We're thinking
Hope you're doing good.
You could just say, like, hey, we haven't heard from you in a while. Hope you're doing well. And leave it at that. I'm sure he will say something. If he can.
We're thinking about you lots.
We miss you.
We miss you. Blueberries.
Here we go. We heard that you were captured. We wanted to send our condolences if that were the case.
Yes, I like that. That is good. That is very
Yes,
good.
but if
Please
I say
include...
it like that, it's not going to come off as
Just-
much sarcastic as you
You
want
know
it
what?
to.
Just say my condolences and see what he
was
says.
sarcastic.
Or sassy? Or what's another word? Sassy or condescending or
Flippant.
flippant?
Just say my condolences and see what he says.
That
what do you
sounds
say?
true.
I can't say that.
Yes, you could. It's my condolences. Just say it and see what he says.
Goodness, I'm not wasting
but-
I'm not wasting
yes.
that much magic for that.
Okay,
if
but if
he answers-
someone is listening, we don't want to say anything
Well,
that will damn us.
I'm going to be careful with my wording, but I'm also not going to say my condolences as the only 2 words that I send to him.
In
The
his
spell slot's
defense,
getting used.
Use all 25 though.
I'm
The spell
going-
slot's getting
that's
used
a
either way.
waste. That is
But
a
in his
waste of
defense-
magic.
in
It's a
his
waste
defense,
of time, is what it is.
in Nia's defense, if he answers back with "Oh, why?" she cannot re-message him again to say anything.
At
It
this
would
point,
be
we
my
just want an
condolences
answer.
silence.
At this point, we just want an answer.
Okay, I'm going to strum my fingers across my harp, and I'm going to send a
Okay.
message as the gold sparkle slip from my fingers.
Okay. Glitter fills the air.
Haven't heard from you in a while. Hope you're doing well. When can we see you?
XOXO.
The ruins of Rhythm.
Are
Gossip
you
girl.
okay? Did I already say that? My
Did I already
condolences.
say that?
Oh boy.
This is why we don't need to use all 25.
Only 24 out of
That's my
21.
spell. I'll use it how I wish.
And you hear, it's my spell out.
It's my spell. I'll do what I want.
All right. So the
high message.
I saw
sparkles
you have to
kind of
sit here for a
fade.
minute.
out of the atmosphere as your message is released. And it takes a few seconds, as it usually does. But you hear back, "Missing me already? Don't worry. I'll come see you all soon. But, as you know, it's a little dangerous right now."
I relay that message. So he can't even be in the city anymore.
I would assume not. If he is, he's probably in a cell.
He didn't sound all that distressed, like he needed us to come do something again. He said he'll come see
Plus-
us soon.
Fair enough.
Well, I think that here is a disturbing thought that I just want to voice, so I am not stuck with it by myself. There are many people here capable of summoning things, yes? What if they just summon Calder from wherever he is? Can they do that? I don't know. I don't really know the nature of things, but could they do that?
I don't know if they can do that wouldn't... They would need some sort of form to control him, and we got rid of that.
But if they can summon extra planar creatures from other planes, I am walking on a limb here, but Calder is not from this plane, yes? Could they not just summon him?
I don't think it gets to pick and choose. Like, in college, when we were talking
You
about...
do get to pick and choose in college.
Yeah. When they were talking about, like, summoning magics and stuff like that, or, like, perhaps my mother was capable of such things, do I know if you can pick and choose a creature like that?
Make an Arcana check.
Didn't do great in college. Because I think my Arcana is 0. That is +2. Nope, I got a 10.
Okay.
May I also roll that check as they're discussing?
For what
If she
reason?
uses, are you saying out loud? Like, is it something you're wondering out loud? So I might be thinking about it too.
I mean, the conversation has been wondered aloud. Is like, what is the nature of summoning, and who can be summoned,
can
and
you pick and
what
choose?
capacity?
It's not a
Yes,
bad
do the
set.
Arcana check.
11.
Well, I got a 14 if I rolled guidance, but I didn't think guidance, so it's fine. It's fine. I got a 10.
So though the pair of you have some experience with magical summonings in different aspects, you don't know if it's possible to pluck somebody specific out of one location to bring them to another.
Is
And if it
Erilyn
is possible, you don't know the means of it.
Oh yeah, where's Erilyn?
is Erilyn in the room with us right now?
Yeah, that.
She is. She has been not necessarily in the room. She's seated out on the porch, giving you privacy enough. sort
I'm
of
going to
meeting.
go ask Erilyn this question.
Okay. What are you asking, Erilyn?
Do you know if you wanted to summon a creature who is not native to this plane, can you pick what creature you summon? Or is it just random, kind of?
Like if the creature is a person?
Perhaps we need to know his name.
Or like a fairy
or his
creature?
full name.
If you were to know someone's name and you wanted that specific creature from a different plane, could you do that?
That was 19 plus 2.
Whoa.
Nice.
I mean, it's just a good roll, not a good modifier.
Yeah.
She looks up as you sort of stick your head out and propose this, like, hypothetical.
Hi, I hope you had a great evening. I'm so sorry, but I have a very important question to ask you.
And she looks a little bit taken back for a second and then seems to give it some thought. And she says, I suppose if you're familiar enough with the creature you're summoning, and generally you should have a pact formed with that creature to summon them at will like that. It also depends on the kind of creature. If it's an elemental, you kind of take what you get. If it's something like a demon or a celestial or a fae, I assume you have to have a connection with them. And those things are never summoned lightly. It's usually a two-way street.
As in they must be willing to come? Hello.
Hey, so would they need to be also sticks his head out?
In my experience, yes. Typically, the being summoned in those cases needs to be willing. Why are you asking, by the way? It's quite the hypothetical to be entertaining.
Because a friend of ours is potentially at risk of being executed. And we
Is
just...
this the same friend that you may or may not have busted out of jail?
It is, yes.
Oh. So then the busting out of jail didn't take?
It took, but I'm not good at lying. I'm not going to try. So we busted the friend that... Yeah, no, we
You wanna come inside and join us for this conversation, I say as
We
I also
busted-
pick up.
we busted the friend out of jail.
Barbie realm.
It's like slowly stacking up.
We busted the friend
Erilyn
out...
will come and join you.
Yeah, we busted the friend out of jail, but they are promising to execute the friend, and we just don't know. I don't know.
And we aren't entirely sure that they're our friend, really.
That too, which makes this all very complicated.
They're our benefactor, but they are not our friend. In some ways.
Take the complexity out of it. If you broke your friend out of jail, or your not friend, your benefactor out of jail, and now someone's claiming they're gonna execute that person who's no longer in jail, maybe they're not executing that person.
Had that thought.
So you're saying they would
But-
just...
Plan to put on a show.
They're going
People
to
would
execute...
move mountains to bury secrets.
So they're just going to kill an innocent person in his place.
It's
Maybe not so
possible.
Well, but everyone saw what he looked like. They would have to disguise said innocent as a fake creature.
There's ways to disguise people.
That is easy enough to do. I can become a spider at a whim. It is not hard to change someone's appearance.
I don't say anything at all. um,
There are ways to change appearances that can't be undone or seen through.
he's right.
That is.
No, I'm not saying that's a case. I'm just saying it's something worth entertaining. Maybe your friend is safe, and maybe they still need a body.
Just had a really bad thought.
What is it? Because I'm trying to figure out who it could be.
No, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine.
I'm trying to figure out who else it could be because it's still probably going to be someone that we like.
Or it could be some of the prisoners in the bottom that you guys didn't get a chance to see. Because they did have people ready and available for this tournament to just
I was
go up in
literally just thinking
flames.
that we didn't even kill all of them. I tried not to kill any of them.
Oh,
Um,
I wish any of this made me feel better, but it does not.
I think
I-
where execution
I
or
can
murder is going
I
to be
can-
a tough subject.
I can put your minds at ease to some degree because after speaking with Casimir this morning, I can pretty much be certain they would not have found him by now.
I'm sorry.
What?
There's. I mentioned earlier the stakes for the Kingdom of Galleon, but those were directly the words of Casimir's more so than mine. He's. They're panicking, trying to figure out what to do about this, how to navigate this information possibly becoming public. Announcing an execution was probably a temporary solution to put the public at ease, because the moment that this becomes public, that he's out and gone, things could get violent.
I think that we give.
Best
the-
case scenario. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
I was gonna say best case scenario being that they just see the kingdom and who runs it as incompetent, and that's the last thing that they want to happen. If anything, this might be a ruse to just see what kind of responses were unusual, because he did specify during the banquet that they were mentioning that to us because most of us were there when it was announced.
Okay, I had a thought. What if it's the assassin who survived that they intend to kill, but
Sorry.
I've been wondering. I've been thinking about why. I don't know. I am paranoid, as you all know, but I'm wondering if we have a vague connection with the assassin who got away because he was. I don't know.
This is going to come off as completely heartless, but if they end up just executing someone, whether it be the assassin or someone in the jails below, is that really that big of a deal for us?
I do not like the idea of anyone being publicly executed. It feels cowardly, it feels wrong. But
But it might not be something that we can inevitably change. It happens everywhere. I can tell you it
We can't
happens in the
stop
Underdark.
every execution.
no, we can't. But that is not going to stop me from feeling poorly about it.
No, by all means, your feelings are valid.
You're all very kindly people, and you care, and that's wonderful. But there's nothing crowds like more than blood. Especially in the name of lasting peace and prosperity. Seeing a head roll is gonna be something to celebrate.
I suppose I am just used to a place where we give that head a chance to fight.
What if it? Okay. What if it is the assassin, and they're going to kill him off before they have any answers, such as who may have really been. It could be some sort of cover-up.
I think that
Now-
they're gonna get everything they can get out of that guy in advance.
I was just going to say that, yeah, I don't think that they would just give up and then throw him to the gallows.
And I do have to warn you, you are very easily going to be able to conspire yourself in circles for hours. You have a long day ahead of you. Well, long day ahead of you tomorrow. And you're going to want to be rested for it. You're not going to find all the answers tonight. Why don't you sleep on it? And come back with clear heads.
Which does beg the question, are we staying here or are we going to Adelon?
Should I not have blockaded the door? Oh boy.
I
We all look towards the door. It's barricaded with like couches and beds and.
Vaughn was
We
just like
realize we're
passively
sitting on the
moving
floor,
furniture.
like, we are
He was silent for the first half of the conversation for a reason.
Yeah, the whole time he's like, "Can you just get up?" He's like, "Yeah, no problem." Sits down and keeps talking. He's moving the chair in front of the door.
I just I don't know.
Well,
Will we? I was assuming we would all be moving as a unit, right?
Yes, I don't think we should separate.
No, we should not. But when we say we all move as a unit, I think all of us should move as a unit.
Erlyn seems to realize that you might be referring to her, and she'll look at Vaughn and say, "I'm perfectly fine holding down the fort here if that's what you need."
Well, the last thing we need is to leave anyone here alone. I mean, if that is something that we could do, if Erlen would be welcome, then absolutely. But otherwise, I'm inclined to stay.
And if you are going to stay, then I will stay.
If Erlen.
Well,
We
then
get through one more night. After the tournament, you'd have every reason to be settling into the castle, kind of get away from the crowds. And it also gives you a little bit more time to prepare and gather your things rather than rushing out in the dead of night to go find a place in the castle. Again, it's up to you, but again, you got a big day ahead of you tomorrow.
we do.
You're
and
gonna need your rest.
I think if we just prepare like we did the one night, it should be alright.
Way ahead of you.
Plus, it seems it's going to be so
He
much
says,
effort
adding
to
another
get.
chair to the pile.
Yeah, I was like, it's going to take so much effort to move all of that furniture out of the door.
So
We can set up our defenses, lay low for another night, and then get ready to move over to the castle tomorrow. Because once the tournament's done and over with, I imagine the castle's going to be the place to be.
Mm. Can I suggest that we all stay in the same room this time? Perhaps the main room, and we could just make beds out here and watch
Sure.
out here over door.
We could move the
I'd have
beds.
to. Most of the furniture
mattresses.
has been relocated, so just move the beds out here. It'll be
Someone
fine.
says the beds, and we look at the mattresses that are leaning.
I'm grabbing one of those mattresses to put back on the floor. I'm not sleeping on the floor.
I will sigh and lay out my bedroll in the middle of the bare floor.
I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna get
No.
every blanket
Is-
I can find, every pillow I can find, every like comfort thing to throw on the floor to make this as comfortable as friggin' possible.
just
So you
curious.
all start to build your nests, yes?
Is this room big enough to summon, like, say, a direwolf into?
Yes.
I'm casting Find Steed again.
Like, it's very spacious, high ceilings, like opulence. You're not spending 500 gold a night, but somebody is.
I'm summoning Steed, Finding Steed, and I am bringing the wolf back.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna go over and pet the wolf's head if it lets me. Will the wolf let me pet its head?
Probably. The wolf is a steed, so it's well trained. It exists well trained.
And I will take a moment to say, I'm sorry for not really taking the time to get to know you either. I am Darby. We have been attacked the nights previous, and I think we would all sleep a little easier if you could just help us keep a watch tonight.
The wolf sits back on its haunches and wags its tail, opens its mouth, and just stares up at you. Seems to understand. You know it understands.
I'm going to give it lots of scritches
Me too.
and tell it it's a very good boy or girl, or you're just a good wolf. I love you. Bye. Also, do you have a name?
He's like, kind of hairy. It's a wolf. It's a wolf.
Do you have a name that you would like to be called?
You ask after a name, and it seems to stare expectantly at you.
Oh.
Pressure.
Do you have a gender? Do you have a gender that you prefer for a name?
Do you have a preferred pronoun?
Stands up and looks between
to
its
you for
legs.
its preferred
It
pronoun.
just stares, waiting expectantly.
Ambiguous name.
Yeah.
When you don't immediately have one ready, it stands up and goes to sit by the door as instructed.
Okay. This was a lot of pressure I wasn't ready for. I will sleep on it and have one for you tomorrow.
Sam or
As you are
Ray or
Building your nests,
Bruce.
you also... Bruce. Oh no.
I like Bruce.
Not Bruce. For the love of God, it can't be Bruce.
not Bruce.
It's not
Oh,
Bruce. It's
God.
not Bruce.
Oh no.
It's not Bruce.
No.
We can fill you in on Bruce later. But
Yeah,
it's not Bruce.
that's a whole thing
So-
for another time when we're all drinking.
As you
Oh,
are
are
all
you not? I'm not.
collectively-
Oops.
No, I've given up drinking for a little bit.
As you are all collectively building your nests and sequestering yourself in corners to brace for the night, you do spot Erilyn laying down her alarm around the entire perimeter of the room before she too finds a nest, and it will be very conspicuously right next to Vaughn.
I am going to go settle in with my wolf.
Are you doing watches?
Oh, yeah.
We should do watches, yes.
I will.
And a shop for watches.
I will take the second watch.
I'll kill you.
Out of character, just to be clear.
I'll kill you.
I'll take the first watch.
Third.
I'll take the first watch with Darby.
All right.
I'll take the third with Vaughn.
Okay.
Unless Erilyn wants to, in
Erilyn-
which case I'll take the second with Realm.
Erilyn does kind of perk up immediately as you sort yourselves out, and you say third, and she kind of goes, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's fine."
Realm and I have long been watch buddies. We can.
All right.
Mom and
So
son.
you settle in for the night. I need the first watch to make a perception check.
Ooh. $21.
24.
Do
Nice.
some foaming.
So the pair of you listen and spend your watch mostly just anticipating something in the dark. But it doesn't seem to come. At most, you hear voices in the hall, but they are loud and boisterous, laughing, some drunk nobility returning home late in the night. You can hear the doors open and shut as they find their rooms. But otherwise, it is quiet.
I take out the map that we've been working on and the giant bottle of blue ink, and I just kind of start working on the map some more at Darby's instructions.
I will help with the map. And I will, at some point, look at the wolf and say, "Your name is going to be Christian."
The wolf kind
I
of
like
looks
that
back
name.
at you, and it's one of those things where he doesn't turn his head; he just kind of lifts it and lolls it back.
I'm going to give him many scratches and feed him a pocket sausage, and then I will return to work on the map.
I'm going to ask if I can feed him a treat too.
I do not think he would be opposed to more treats.
I'm going to take your gross pocket sausage and feed it to him. And then go back to work on the map. But like she looks really like concentrated on it too. Like it's the most important thing in that moment.
And we are just like gently like stippling constellations and tracing over them with dye, as we know. At this point, I assume as we would know they would be in the sky here. We've done a lot of stargazing.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Played something and immediately hated it, so you understand.
Yeah.
You do what you gotta do.
And
I gots to.
at some point, I will take out my little sending stone for my dad
Oh.
and send them a little quick message.
What are you sending?
Fought Golem today. Was tough. Did well. Still alive. Hope you're well. Love you. Bye.
Well done. Stay alive. Fight well. Come home soon.
Okay.
Right. Solace. You awaken. And when you do, you're staring not up at the makeshift canopy that you had made above a little nest of blankets, but at a patchwork canvas of leathers and furs. It is dark, but it is warm. And you find yourself moving before you can really process why. You rise, and you step carefully over bodies, turning, once you're clear, to examine them. There are 3. One is a tall humanoid, nearly twice as long as you, covered in white fur, with a passive, bovine-esque face, and a shock of salt and pepper hair. They lie almost forehead to forehead with another, a large, stocky, orcish woman with pale olive skin and dark hair pulled up into a tight bun. She wears chain garments over padded armor. Even curled up on her side as she is, you know the garb is not out of comfort, but necessity. The last is someone even smaller than you, lithe and short, with skin the color of lilacs. He rests a head of indigo hair on the legs of what you know to be a furbolg, while his own legs drape over the solid thigh of a half-orc. Each of them breathe, slow, deep, full breaths. Soft snores punctuate the cozy heat of this ramshackle shelter that you had a hand in building. They are asleep, comfortable in their pile, and you notice in the center of them is an empty space that looks just large enough to accommodate you, with options to rest your head against the soft belly of the furbolg or the curving waist of the half-orc. You are awake. They still slumber. What are you doing?
Does it feel like a dream, or does it feel like, would I be alarmed, or would I accept that this is something that is just kind
Make an insight check.
Okay. That is a natural 1.
Nice.
Oh no.
Yep.
So, you are confused, and from that confusion begins to stem panic. You don't know how you got here. Don't know who these people are. But as soon as that panic starts to build and swell, you feel something not unlike a warm set of arms wrapping around you and holding you tight. But you're not sure where you are or what this is. You know you're safe. You can breathe, deep and easy, just like those who slumber around you. What do?
I think that given the fact that she's not really sure what's going on and she's a little scared and it's been a hard few days, I think she will find that place in the middle very inviting. And I think she will go and curl up and enjoy the comfort of other warm bodies that she doesn't know, but she knows somehow.
Pick your way back into the center of that little pile. It is warm and is comfortable, and you feel safe. You put your head down, resting it against the little swell of the belly from the furball. And as you roll onto your side, you spot a pair of dark eyes on the half-orc's face, open and watching you. She says, "Are you okay?"
I don't know. Where are we?
Well, a few days from the city of Solskid. Couple more hikings. We should be there.
How did we get here?
Kinda laughs a little bit. Lots and lots of climbing. You must be exhausted. It's such a tiny body. Climbs quite well.
I am tired, really. Very tired. Who are you?
Who am I?
Yes. I'm sorry. I feel like I should know, but I must have forgotten.
That is okay. It has been a long trip. You know me. I'm Isma. How are you feeling?
How am I feeling? Do I feel like I just hiked a long way?
You do. There is a wariness in your bones. And when you breathe, the air almost wants to bite in your lungs. It's cold, tempered only by the bodies that have stacked upon one another for warmth in this small enclosed space. It is quiet outside, but you can hear the howl of a bitter wind against the canvas of your tent.
I will look down at myself. Do I look like me? What clothes am I wearing?
You are wrapped in leather armor, something that looks handmade, but fitted to you. There is a longbow wrapped around your body.
Do I recognize this longbow as one that I have seen before not that long ago?
You do.
I'll sit up a little bit and how long have we been traveling together?
It has been a couple weeks now.
Where did we meet?
At the foot of the range. You needed guides, but I think you've found much more than that.
Have I?
I like to think so. I know it is, I know I can be a little bit difficult at times, but I am your ally, and I will see you through the end of this.
I'm going to look at my hands, and
Mhm.
I assume that Solace would have a certain kind of calluses based on the instrument she plays, and that other people would have certain kinds of calluses based on the equipment they may or may not carry, and see if anything makes sense.
You do notice the absence of the calluses you're used to, the calluses that come from hours and hours and hours of training on an instrument. But you do notice different ones, new ones, that form from pulling a drawstring over and over and over again. You spot pockmarks and scars that you know aren't yours, but are familiar.
You are Isma. And can you tell me their names? I'll look at the other two.
Are you feeling okay?
I think so. Just a little confused. Perhaps I'm dreaming too deeply.
It is okay. The air is thin. These things happen.
I'm sure that's all
Oh,
it is.
okay.
He, and she raises her head and nods to the furbolg you're using as a pillow. He is called Tumar. And he, and she nods to the gnomish figure that is curled up beside you, sort of using the two bigger humanoids as both a brace for his feet and a pillow. He is Glor. I am Isma. You are Sophie.
Yes. I think I'm going to try and go back to sleep now. I'm sure that when I wake again, I'll be a little less confused. But thank you for traveling with me and keeping me safe.
Of course. We will see you through the end of this. And, if you will have me, beyond.
I suspect that I will. Thank you. And I will snuggle back down. And it probably, sleeping next to a furry body probably feels wonderful and is reminiscent of a long, long time ago. So
He radiates with a sleepy kind of heat that is retained by his fur. It is very reminiscent of other kinds of sleeping piles you used to be a part of to
I
keep
might
warm.
shed one or two little baby tears. One or two little baby tears. Yeah.
You shut your eyes and feel them cascade down your cheeks. You feel a swell of warmth and comfort and closeness. And somewhere, from somewhere, somehow, you smell a hint of the sea on the breeze and swear that you can faintly hear the notes to a rousing song about little heroes overcoming all odds. You shut your eyes tight and revel in how familiar, even if strange, this all feels. And when you open them, there is that little makeshift canopy above you again. You are in your own blankets, surrounded by your friends. Two of them sitting up, invested in a project with one another, while a large wolf overlooks it almost curiously. The cold is gone, you are warm, and you are safe, and it is quiet. But the time
I
for your
shiver
watch
a little bit.
approaches.
Because it's a different kind of warmth. So I sort of shiver and I reach for the three stones that I always set up beside my bed, the realm sending stone and Sophie's and then the ruby. And I put my hand on Sophie's and I just send I love you.
Get back almost immediately. I love you too.
And then without saying anything, I will start to get up and get ready for my watch.
You rise, you stir realm, and go to relieve the first watch.
This is Christian. Feel free to settle in. He's very comfortable.
I introduce myself and pet him and offer him some sort of pocket something. I'm sure I've got some.
Whatever pocket snacks are still remaining.
What are... Yeah, and then I will do actually exactly that, and I will curl up next to his side, and I will kind of curl my fingers in his fur and look a little wistful.
I'm gonna go sit next to them, but kind of recline back against the wall if they'll let me.
Okay. They seem pretty okay to be used as a recliner. They are quite large. Probably almost as tall as Darby when they stand. I guess it's a dire wolf, so it is huge. Stands like on all fours. It's about 8 feet long. Like it's a big boy.
But boy.
Which means there's plenty of real estate of warm fur to lean up against, and I need you both to do a perception check.
I am probably not at my
Dirty 20.
here, but let's see what the dice say. I rolled a natural 20, so apparently
Oh shit!
I am very awake. Like, yeah.
They giveth and they taketh.
Yeah.
So the pair of you spend part of your watch just in a peaceful but quiet period of time. You don't hear anything out in the halls. Most of the drunkards have stumbled their ways back into their room. Even on the balcony outside, it's quiet. Sky is clear. You can see stars and wind blowing through the sparse trees littered about the city. You don't hear anything. Seems peaceful. Your watch finishes, and you both return to bed, waking Marilyn and Vaughn to watch until dawn.
I will fall asleep where I am.
So Vaughn and Marilyn both need to do perception checks as they wake. I got a dirty 20.
I got an 11.
Okay, Mama, got you.
She always
So the pair of you go to take up post by the door, but find it rather occupied, where both Realm and Solace have sort of nodded off against the dire wolf, who is still awake and watching the door very vigilantly. So you take your watch to the balcony, where you can see logically any approaching threats that might try and scale the walls, but more sentimentally, you can sort of see over the upper city. Find seats comfortable enough for the pair of you. And after a little bit of silence, Arlen says, "Are you happy?"
There are a lot of moments where it's hard to say. Well,
And why is that?
it's just with the the chaos, the pressure, the danger, the risks. It's hard to say when you're in the thick of it that you're happy, but then I'll find moments like this one right here where it's all still for a moment and we're sitting in a grand tower that I don't think I'd ever come close to being in if I had not set on that risky, dangerous adventure in the first place. And I have to think to myself, yeah, I am happy.
That's good. I know. I can imagine the amount of pressure you're under. I know you feel it, and I see it in you and all of your friends trying to tread water and not a very forgiving current. But you're right. Little moments like this, where you can slow down and breathe. It's important to hold on to these.
Yeah, and
You know,
Hmm?
I was just gonna say, before you were born, there were many nights like this. Just sitting and waiting for the sun and getting ready for the next big thing and not really knowing whether or not you were gonna see the sunset that day. And it's terrifying, and I'm not gonna lie, it terrifies me to know that you're living that life, but it's rewarding too. And I see you growing and learning and doing incredible things. And I can't help but to think that any other life wouldn't have suited you. You were meant to be here. As much as it makes me nervous, you're meant to be here.
I am glad that you see that, because I do think I feel the same way. I don't know what I would be doing, or if I would be losing my mind doing anything else. But this just
You
feels
could certainly not be back at the inn. You would be wrecking everything.
that. Unfortunately, that is true. That is so true. But yeah, this just feels right. And but you're right. The current is unforgiving, and it's hard for me to, even in moments like this, forget that. And God, I walked away earlier this morning. Hate that you saw things just getting a little more to the tense and snippy side as the first interaction. I just get so worried for all of them because, yeah, one little misstep and you get swept away. One of us has already been swept away, and I didn't move fast enough to stop that. I, I've got to look at everything that's coming around the corner now. Every little thing. Got to make sure that we don't get any more surprises like we did.
Oh, honey, you're never gonna be ready for every little thing. It's a hard reality to accept, but it's just reality.
Yeah, maybe so, but it's a lesson I don't tend to forget, and it was a hard one. And if there are missteps I can prevent, I will be sure to do so.
I'm not worried. No, I am worried, but not really about you. You're doing what you're meant to do, and I know how hard these lessons are to learn. Believe me, I had to learn them too. But you're doing all right. You got good people around you. They're watching out for you as much as you are watching out for them. Don't forget that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're doing all right, and soon we'll be doing great. I just know we're gonna do great things.
They're already singing your praises in all the taverns through the streets. You're doing just fine. And you're only gonna do better.
Maybe in the eyes of, as somebody who would participate in a tournament, yeah, sure, it seems like we're doing great. But I hope that this goes somewhere where our impact really meant something, not just as a spectacle, but something that anyone can look up to, anyone from the streets and outside the city as well as inside. We'll see.
I think you're well on the way. I know it's hard to see because, yeah, you're swept up in a big grand tournament and fighting big nasties and getting knocked out of the sky. But it's just a small piece of so many great things you're doing, have done, and still stand to do. This is just a little stepping stone, and watching you vault over it, it's impressive. You should be proud. I am. And she'll put her arm around you and drag you in close and lean her head against yours. You mean the world to me. And I'm so proud to see how much you're doing. And a little bit scared, because you're really good at it. But I love you.
Love you too. Never thought we'd be on watch together on a night. That is really something.
Not terribly unlike some other kind of watches we've done. Last call, making sure everybody gets out okay.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
Hauling the old man that can't handle their drinks out the door, getting them into a wagon.
Yeah. And then they'll look out for the stains that we didn't catch the first time that we kicked everyone out because, you know, they're gonna find some place secret to do it every time.
Exactly. But you were meant for more than that, and I'm just happy I got to experience a little piece of it with you. Pair of you just sit like that for a while, peace and quiet, watching as the sky begins to change color. Sun begins to rise on a new day. Rather large day for you. Your third tournament match approaches with a fight that promises to be one of the hardest yet, as well as still the political hoops to jump through and the social leaps and bounds to make. But the day is here. Your friends around you begin to wake. And it is 10 to 9, so we can call it here on a Sunday night, or we can take a little break and come back for a little bit more, but I'll leave it up to you.
I'm good to go for a little more.
Yeah.
All right, my hard stop is 9:30 because a bitch gotta be up, but we can at least get the day going. I do have to pee.
Yep.
I have to be
Yep.
up with
We'll
said
do that real
bitch.
quick. We'll come back.
Me too. Don't worry.
Okay, I have got to let out the dog real quick before my roommates go to sleep. So, because they've got to herd the cats while I do this.
Yeah.
Your what hurts?
They've got to herd 10 cats while I get my dog out the door in a way that they
10?
don't. Yeah, they have 10.
I thought I had too
Nice.
many cats. That's a lot of cats.
It's great. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought 4 was too many, and I love it.
It's just
so,
unfortunate
yep,
that
yep.
they bullied my dog. Okay.
Good for
Give it back.
them. Sorry about your dog, but also good for
Show
them.
show her place.
Yeah. She's gotta know.
This makes me want to go look at the map and look at stuff again.
I'll put it
Read
back up.
notes.
I think it's actually still up.
Oh yeah, no, I just meant like the one that has all the notes and everything about different places.
Mm-hmm. I ought to update that.
I looked at it a lot when I was before I made my solo.
Mm-hmm. I like that you picked up on Florida.
You know.
Because you're right. Yeah, there's Florida.
How's your cough doing, Kaylee?
It's getting better. It's still a little bit crunchy, but also everybody in Canada right now has a very crunchy cough, so.
God. Maintenance tech has been out for a week with the plague. Like, they don't even know what he's got. It's just been a week of the plague. Here. Luckily, everybody else I work with is like fucking recluses and doesn't have kids, so nobody
Mine
else
just gets
is
bad
sick
when I
yet.
lay down.
Yeah, it's the worst.
I'm fine for now.
Brag about it.
I know.
For now.
Like, knock on some wood. Knock on some wood.
Yeah.
And I realized that I've been pronouncing Monocle with an R this whole time, and there's no
Heard that
R.
this morning. I heard that this morning. Heard that before, and I didn't say anything, but
I guess we can turn off the peaceful nighttime ambience
I'm here. Sorry.
and start with fucking chaotic
Wait,
daytime
no,
energy.
It's breakfast. It's breakfast. Oh God, not before the breakfast.
I do like
Okay,
that.
I'm back in the
mix,
room.
though. It's nice. Hi, welcome back.
Hey, welcome back to the womb.
The womb.
I say that because it is salmon
womb.
colored.
The room
And,
where we
like,
look
the
for
big
the
oh my
creature.
god.
The womb.
Took me out for a second.
It was probably not a very good joke. Okay, yeah. But
All right.
the-
Oops, wait. That's not right. I said skip this. No more peaceful nighttime vibes.
Melody
God,
said,
no.
"Fuck you."
He
All
does
right.
that sometimes.
So, the sky begins to change in color, going from a deep, dark black to an indigo, gradually warming to oranges and yellows, until at last the sun begins to crest the horizon and descend proper into the sky. One by one, you all awaken, come to, feeling relatively well rested. Please complete your long rests, and ready to face a new day.
Ugh, so many spell slots.
You know your round will be taking place come the evening, which leaves you the day to prepare.
Because we're the crowd favorites.
Because you're the crowd favorites. Everybody loves an underdog, especially a flashy underdog.
I'm offended
we
being
are.
called an underdog.
We've done
can't
real
close
good
on
job
full
being
time.
flashy.
You did mentioned Alexander, and I'm like, I think that makes him scarier. like
Maybe.
a
Probably
guy
more
that keeps
intimidating than
launching
maybe.
things.
He's not scoring well is the thing. That doesn't mean he's not winning. He's just not scoring well.
Yeah, no, I assumed.
I
It's
just
like we
assumed.
don't talk about Alexander. It's like
We don't talk about Bruno.
We
It's
don't.
just like a little bit tasteless because the way he's going about it is like not the standard way, and it's yeah,
Mhm. It's very barbaric, those northerners.
He's not
right.
showy. He's just showing you how efficiently he can
He's
kill things.
efficient.
Everybody's a little bit scared to say his name too loud.
Yeah. You might summon him, so don't.
Yes.
So-
If there is an opportunity to speak to Darby quietly, like not necessarily in private, but quietly, Sol will pull them aside and ask them what the mount. I will cough. Look, we talked about it, and I was saying the cough. So we'll ask them what the mountains near Solskid are like, if they know.
Do I know?
Just go ahead and give me a quick bap. Give me a
Got
quick
it.
nature check.
Got you. Oh, nat 20.
Okay.
Nice.
That helped determine whether or not you've scaled them before. So the mountains by Solskid can only really refer to what is known as the Highmaw Range, which is just a range of towering, frigid, cold mountains that have served as a natural border for Islater. It makes it very difficult for these southern nations to approach or try and conquer, because in order to do so, they either have to scale the range or funnel through passes within it, which are easy to defend. In your time, as you did spend a small part of your life traveling Islater and getting to know the different villages and ports and just the range in entirety, you did scale at least one of the mountains on the Highmaw Range, and you can relate that it is dangerous, it is cold, it is unforgiving. Only very experienced mountain climbers should attempt it, because never mind just the physical danger of climbing, there's also the air starts to thin out and people are prone to passing out and dying in the cold if they are underprepared. So it is the mountains by Solskid means to you just a place you do not go unless you are very, very, very overprepared.
I will relay all of that to Solace.
And she'll like just like a couple of tears will just run down her cheeks. Like she's not crying, just like, and she'll like wipe her face really quickly, and she will say thank you, and then she will go about the morning.
Well, no, hold on. No, hold on.
So she wipes her face and starts to turn away.
Why are you asking? And also, why are you crying?
I'm not crying. And then she like she's not anymore, but I saw something last night, and it may have just been a dream, but I think that is where Sophie is now.
Well, I don't mean to pry, but is she with people?
Yes. Yes, and they seemed like good people, I think.
Well, if she is with people who know what to expect, who have been there before, she will probably be fine. It's dangerous, but not impossible if you have people who know what they're doing.
I kind of take that in and give a little bit of a nod, and I will say thank you. Hopefully hear again from her soon.
I'll leave it alone at that point.
Okay. What is Realm doing?
Just getting up, going to bed is
Vibing.
yeah.
Vaconia?
I'm probably sitting somewhere comfy in my drow form, just plucking away at my harp waiting for whoever says what we're gonna do next. Otherwise,
Okay,
I don't
Vaughn?
really do anything.
Vaughn is running a letter.
Okay. So you spend your mornings in your separate corners, bracing to face the day. Eventually, you all get ready to roll out one way or another and go down to the lobby to partake in your almost ritualistic consuming of the breakfast.
Uh-huh.
You gots to
Preserving of the breakfast.
preserving of the breakfast.
I'm bringing my direwolf down with me.
Okay.
Oh no.
As he descends the stairs, there is an immediate kind of surprise and discomfort from the staff on the inn floor. Immediately, a receptionist will rush up to you with, excuse me, so sorry. You shouldn't have that in here. It's, we have a no pet policy, unfortunately.
No, I know, but he's not a pet. He's
Okay, but he's a large furry animal, and unfortunately, we don't.
I will send him outside. I'll send him outside. I'm so sorry, and I will gently usher Christian outside.
I will just chime in. His name is Christian, completely unhelpfully.
That's great. We must ask that you not bring him up to your rooms. They're meant to accommodate animals.
But we were attacked in our rooms by assassins a couple nights ago, so
Like the color drains from her face.
Yeah.
Tried to kill me, and I felt safer with him there.
Yeah, we were almost assassinated in our rooms a couple nights ago, so it was just a precaution. But like, I will send him outside. It's fine.
Emotional support direwolves were on sale. at the
Customer
market
service
yesterday.
heart just died for this woman.
No, same, but like,
People paying for this room nightly are definitely getting a message about this.
Oh, okay. I'll have a word with my supervisor, and we'll see what we can do about making your stay a more pleasant and comfortable stay.
no.
Unless Debbie-
Like, and Darby will look at this concierge and be like, "It's fine. Do not worry. It's all fine. It just makes us feel a little bit better. That's all. That's fine. You're fine. Everything's fine."
Of course, I understand. We will do what we can to make sure your stay is comfortable and the quality you deserve as our patrons. And she just puts
I
her head
feel
down.
awful.
I'm gonna walk
Speed
by
walks
Darby.
away.
Awful in
Vaughn
hand.
puts
Towards
a
the-
piece of gold in her hand as she goes away.
I'm gonna walk by Darby towards the exit and be like, I think you made her cry, and then walk towards the exit.
It's gonna make it worse.
We're just gonna sit outside with our wolf. That's it. Darby,
Pockets the gold and immediately goes behind
we're
scenes.
gonna go sit outside. We're outside.
I will
Fine.
take the breakfast to go, and I will bring some to Darby and Christian and sit down next to them, and we can eat outside where we are more socially accepted.
Here we go.
Seated on the floor outside of a very high-end inn, eating to-go breakfast. As pedestrians walk by, you do find you get some looks. Not from anyone bold enough to make a comment, but this
Oh
is
no!
not
As soon as
a
I
part
see
of
a
the
look,
city.
I offer them some sausage. You know what? I'm over it. It's been a long couple of days. I'm like, would you like some?
They carry on
Hungry?
their way, but you definitely realize very quickly that this is
See
not
you
how
at the
high society
tournament.
behaves. And it is a little off-putting,
At this
I'm so
point-
sorry.
to see some raggedly dressed.
What are we gonna do with our northerners?
I'm just standing
I don't
there.
want-
Raggedly
foreigners.
dressed,
I-
Okay, we are nicely dressed while we're doing this.
I'm not surprised by
Well,
this.
you got
I'm used to
things
this.
in your hair and braids, and it's just not
Yeah,
quite the
no,
style.
We look like heathens. That's acceptable. I will accept that we look like heathens
Well
right
dressed
now.
We look like hippies.
Stand there
No,
and
no.
accept
Well,
it.
that's
But we smell fine. I smell
We-
fine. I don't know
we've
about
bathed.
Darby.
No, we've bathed. We smell
Okay.
fine.
We all smell fine. We a little like wolf or wet dog, but that's not. They can't really tell if that's us. You know, like that might not be us.
Right.
The city is waking up around you. People begin to take to the streets to again enjoy the festivities, explore the markets, and also go to get their seats at the Colosseum while the first of the matches start. What are you doing?
I do have an appointment to keep with Brynja.
Before that happens, I just have a question for you all. Do you think we should? Are we still? Oh wait, we're in public right now.
Out in the open, nobody. Like, you're not in the security of your room, but you are also. There's security in just the sheer amount of people on the street, just milling about.
Do we think we should send a warning to a certain someone that something may happen?
It was very vague. Who
Or-
are we sending a message to?
Not necessarily right now, but just that they plan to summon stuff.
I mean, it was announced at the dinner, so it's probably pretty well known in the city now, I would think.
He was also told last night that that wasn't the best idea to send or say over in case something.
I just if they do plan on the day, if they do plan to summon the person, whether we could have stopped it if we'd warned them and they knew to do something protective, or whether we just wish to assume that it's not going to be the person we think it is, or we worry it is.
From what we heard, they have to be willing to be summoned for
Yeah.
that to work. So I think we've ruled that out, or we're good.
Yeah, I think we're okay.
Okay. I worry about some like high level magic, but yeah, you're probably right.
Listen, I'm no magic magician, but it seems like we might be okay.
I swear to God. Swear to God, Ethan.
That's good. I'm using that magic magician.
I would like to join Lady Adeline again, if it is convenient. I might send a messenger to her first thing this morning, just to make sure that I would not be intruding.
Which is
Especially if-
entirely possible, especially in the, as you've already realized, in the upper city, nobility is well connected, and messengers are very vigilant about making sure that their letters are delivered as soon as possible to their patrons. So you're able to write a letter of your intentions and send them with confidence that she will see it.
I would not wish to impose. It sounds like we've already got quite a crowd coming with Brynja's. I would not wish to impose. So I would, of course.
She's fine with the crowd, by the way.
I mean, yes, but like Adeline acted like 2 seats was a lot, so she's already giving 3. So, although I would mention to Nia that that's my plan and see if Nia would like to accompany me, especially as we should not leave Nia by herself while the rest of us go to the box. Like, yes.
She'll get up to stuff.
I'm not
will,
allowed to
and
be
I do
alone.
wanna
You're
get
not
up to
allowed to
stuff.
be alone.
I'm gonna waste a
Fine.
3rd level spell slot.
No, you don't need to message her.
No,
I'm
I'm
sending a
messaging.
messenger.
I'm getting a message
Oh.
somebody else.
Oh, right, yes.
I am. Well, everybody's talking. I'm just gonna kind of look off to the side, and I'm gonna. I shouldn't because of fight, but like I want to, because I want something to do during the day. I'm gonna send a message to Mamma Mia. And I'm going to say, in Ainsbury, do you know anywhere I can find information perhaps about Valil or any other drow in the city. Part of tournament, doing well.
So you send your message. Excuse me, I have to scroll really far fucking up. Even further still. You can just use the fucking find tool. I can. Okay.
Yes.
If for those of you curious, it's on page 106.
Jesus.
Oh, and that was far up, just to remind
That was-
everyone.
That prep
Oh,
show.
wow. I was way off. I better keep scrolling.
Oops, and then I immediately lost it. There it is. Okay. Okay. Sorry, my bad.
No, that's
Okay.
right.
I lied to you. It wasn't page 106. It was page 112.
Oh, what the hell? Oh, man.
My
So
bad.
close. So close, it's so far away.
Okay. So you send your message, and eventually you hear back. I don't know where you would ask for Valil, but to learn more about the drow, I would visit the library. Tell the librarian you're interested in singing songs of the sylphs.
Okay. Okay. That's off. Okay. Oh, I miss her. Okay. And then I will pay attention to the group again as I have zoned out for a moment.
You spend the morning more or less preparing yourself, orienting yourselves, eating a wholesome, healthy breakfast, and seeing the sights of the upper city as you prepare to go join the VIPs in their booths in the late morning towards noon. You approach the Colosseum and find it, as it has always been this time of year, full to the brim with clamoring, excited civilians cheering for blood sports they see on display. And as you walk in, you can already hear an inhuman, guttural roaring, unlike anything you'd ever heard before. Doesn't quite match up to even the dragons you'd seen the day before. It is something otherworldly in the worst way. It sends shivers up and down your spine every time you hear these cries that reach a register where it is both deep and screeching at the same time.
Almost sounds as angry as my father.
You do the lap of the Colosseum hallways to get to where the VIPs are allowed access to the upper dais. As you approach, you are stopped by a pair of guards that man the doors and demand, "Who are you? Who are you here with?"
I am Darby. I'm here with Brynja. We are both here with Brynja. Obviously.
When you say both, who do you refer to?
Vaughn, hello,
Okay.
me.
So they exchange a look, whisper to one another, and eventually come back to say, the Lady Brynja said only one was expected. Why? Who is this?
This is a dear friend of mine.
Oh boy.
Who I think Lady Brynja would be very excited to meet if given the chance.
And to convince your host to accept the +1 you sprung on them.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Oh boy. Okay.
Are the rest of us there as well?
You're all
Because
there.
we are also okay.
Which is why
will,
there's a-
No, I ran away.
I will. Did you?
No.
Okay,
Okay.
everybody.
Because if you went
okay.
off to the library, I'm
17.
not. I
17?
17.
Okay. They exchange a look and again seem to whisper. Go ahead and just make a perception check real quick.
I do look very, like,
Okay.
antsy, and I keep looking over my shoulder like I don't quite want to go up there.
19.
Okay. While they whisper to one another, you definitely hear an exchange of, she didn't mention this. Ah, well, you know how foreigners are. They're just weird about, parties. Like, if it'll help her stay calm, it's gonna be fine. And eventually, they will wave you forward to pat you down and ask you leave your weapons.
I have nothing but my quarterstaff and shield, and I will leave them.
Mm-hmm.
Vaughn
Vaughn,
takes a
do you
motion
need
of
to leave
removing his
anything?
fists.
Yes, I knew that joke was coming.
Nailed it!
But you are patted down. Darby, you're taking off your quarterstaff and your shield.
Yep.
Is that it?
Yep.
Okay. Guards begin their pat down. They do, as they are patting you down, Darby, pull
Oh.
a dagger from your belt.
Oh, sorry, It's used in my homeland as hunting tool. It's not really something I consider a weapon, but
I
take
give
it.
Darby a commiserating look as
Take
they
it.
discover their hidden dagger, and I'm like, oh yeah, I've been there.
Take it as you see fit. It is a hunting tool. Take it.
Go ahead and make a persuasion or a deception check.
Guidance!
You can pick.
You're not there. You can't.
I'm right
Are you
behind
there?
you.
I know we're all there. We're all there.
Are we all there?
Yeah, you're all there.
Yeah,
Yes,
we're all
you're
there.
all there.
I haven't stepped to go
okay.
up
Oh,
yet,
one of
but
you.
I'm like right behind you.
I do have to
I didn't
remove the hook
realize.
shot on my wrist. I forget that I have that sometimes. I
So
do have to
you
remove
watch
that.
as Darby tries to explain away the dagger they'd forgotten was on their hip and went, oh, you know what? I too have a weapon.
Okay, so
That was a
15.
clear display the whole time.
15.
So they give you a look that is not entirely believing, but
Ah,
you
foreigner.
again watch them exchange one of those looks that is kind of like foreigners. They will take your dagger and your quarterstaff and your shield and go set them away under colors that remind you of home. But you are allowed passage, as is Vaughn once he removes his hook shot. They will take it and look rather confused at what exactly it is or how it counts as a weapon. They do recognize there is sharp points to the grapple, but are just confused by its existence.
Oh, they must have been working during the match. Very sad.
Right. If you want to see how it works, just watch the next match that I'm in, and then it might work. We'll see.
They will also ask that you leave the quarterstaff you still have equipped behind.
God, I should have had that unequipped like ages ago. Pretty sure that just sits in the room these days.
Yeah. All right. Both Vaughn and Darby are allowed passage to start to ascend up the winding stairs to the dais that hosts the nobility. What are the rest of you doing?
I will loop my arm through realms, and I will say, we attended yesterday with Lady Adeline, and we have brought a third companion today. I sent word earlier to make sure that we would be welcome.
Solace, I actually would like to just go somewhere really quickly. So, if you two would like to go up, perhaps I can convince Erilyn to go with me somewhere.
I give Vaconia the we shouldn't be alone look.
I know, that's why I'm gonna go find Erilyn.
She's far away from here right now.
Shouldn't be too far.
She's in the Coliseum.
Yeah.
Like she's here to see the
Okay,
matches.
all right.
It would have been like you guys go to your booth and she split off to go find a good seat.
Hmm.
So we could have split up earlier and made that arrangement.
She's not terribly far off. It's like, you know, the section where you left your friend at the concert. They're somewhere in there. If you just pop your head up and go, "Where are you?" They'll go, "Hey," and you'll find them.
And like, how late in the morning is it? Would
never
it
done
like
that.
it already be like quite full in there too? So she probably won't get anything up close. It'll probably be up towards the back, right?
It is busy.
Yeah.
So, point is, Erilyn is in the building and not terribly far removed, and you know where you split off from her.
I will glance at Realm to see what he would like to do.
I look so uncomfortable. I don't know what to do. Honestly, just tell me what to do.
You
I
go,
like,
go.
I like
I promise I'll be fine, and I will make safe decisions.
I look at Realm and I say, well, do what you would like to do. I'll be safe upstairs with Lady Adeline, and of course Darby and Von are there as well. If you'd like to go with Vaconia, go with Vaconia. Or if you'd like to stay, stay.
Stay. I don't. It's all right. I'm gonna go find Erilyn, and the two of us will go. I promise I won't
We
go if
still-
I don't find Erilyn.
Are we still in the vicinity, or are we gone?
You are up the stairs.
Okay.
I'm going to nudge him towards the stairs and the guard that's waiting for them, and I'm going to go take a step away with a smile and be like, I'll be back, and I'll let you know as soon as I am.
Okay.
And I'm going to start walking off
Oh.
towards
What do you do,
where
Realm?
towards where I saw Erilyn try and enter to find a seat.
Okay. I guess I'll stay.
If you want
All
me
right.
to come. Okay. I mutter something under my breath as we walk forward about how apparently everybody else is allowed to wander off alone. It's only me, and I
No.
I'm going to get a partner. I'm not, and she
Oh,
said she won't
you-
leave if she can't find Erilyn.
Realm
You
hears
approached-
it, and the guard probably hears it and is like super tired of our shit.
You approach the guards, who are a little bit not tired of the shit, but just and ask you to surrender your weapons.
I pull 2 daggers out of somewhere, and then hand them to them, and I Realm, because I don't know if I told him the part about surrendering all of his weapons.
So, Realm, the guard rounds on you and demands you surrender your weapons before entering the VIP dais.
All of them, Realm.
And he accentuates all of them.
I'll hand over the rapier, the crossbow. Do I try smuggle? No. Oh god. Okay, no, I won't try smuggling a dagger.
I'm watching you very closely as well.
And I think
Well,
that's
let's
it.
just count it how many
Sunblade.
times you've done this
Yeah,
before.
that's
It's almost
still
like
a-
the appropriate amount of weapons to drop.
Sunblade crossbow dagger.
Okay. So you surrender those 3 items, and then the guards begin to pat you down, looking for whatever else you might be hiding under your cloak or your armor. It's probably a little bit of an uncomfortable experience for you. You don't super enjoy being touched, period, let alone being searched like this. But
Nope.
they are quick, and you are cleared, having surrendered those 3 things. And the pair of you, both, are allowed passage under under the title of Adeline, who did indeed allow for 3 guests. So you ascend the stairs, and the 4 of you will eventually emerge onto that raised platform overlooking the Colosseum and its spectators. As you walk out into this grand, opulent, well-padded space, you can see below this Titan creature, easily 80 feet in length and 15 feet wide. A worm-looking monstrosity that emerges from the ground to try and attack the combatants in the ring before burrowing underground again. And every time it bursts out of the ground, you can see a hellish fire emerging from its mandibles before it vanishes below the earth again. And you begin to get a sense that whatever you will face will be likely just as fearsome. It's enough to put a little bit of a shake in your step, but you have things to do. You find your seats and settle in. Well, Viconia, you backtrack to where you had split off from the Milling Brew matriarch and begin to ascend the many steps towards the spectator stands. And you too emerge out into the daylight just in time to see that colossal, hellish worm emerge from the earth and try to consume a combatant whole as it dives back down beneath, churning up the earth and ripping up the Colosseum floor. You feel a little bit of a flutter of nerves. This is the biggest thing you have ever seen. And everybody seems to be cheering to see it and to see the blows struck by it and against it. You steel yourself and turn, scanning the upper seats of the Colosseum.
Can I look for
Where
two
you do
people?
spot. Sure, absolutely. Who
If
you
I
looking for?
find her,
Mhm.
and just on some friggin' miracle that he's still around, can I pick up my uncle, not so uncle, anywhere here?
Hi, Uncle!
Your uncle.
Your nuncle?
My nuncle?
Oh,
Go ahead and make a perception check. You are in daylight.
Uncle.
Yeah. Please. Oh, that's not bad. I rolled a 17 and a 19.
Okay.
Plus 17 plus 8. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 25.
Okay. So you turn your eyes away from the spectacle of this abyssal worm as it churns through the grounds of the Colosseum. And near the top of the stands, you can spot the slight figure of Erilyn and her like eggshell blue cloak as it billows in the wind as she looks for a proper seat. And then you drag your eyes down towards the front rows, as it were, the people who show up early in the morning, day after day, to catch the best of the fights from the best of the seats. And you spot a familiar brown-haired large man leaning over the top of the wall, screaming his encouragement to whomever it is avoiding their death on the field. Jack is below, and Erilyn is above. And you have your choice of who to go to.
Ugh.
But that is where we will be ending tonight.
Okay, okay.
With
It is 9:30
the
on
four
the
of
dot.
you
On the dot.
on the dot.
On the
Four
dot.
of you in the booth, Nia in the stands. And we will pick this up very soon. But as
Okay.
always, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Please
Thank
go get some
you.
sleep, make good
you.
decisions.
Ugh.
We'll see you
Probably
again
not.
here very soon.
I'm gonna be dead
Bye.
tomorrow. Okay,
Great
bye.
night.
Bye.
Bye.